Hey there, my name is Giovanni Lugo, and in this video, I'm going to be taking you through why it's important to apply to banks in a certain order, okay? And how, if you don't do this correctly, you could end up ruining your maximum amount of funding, and you won't be able to get the full amount that you actually want, okay? So let's go ahead and dive in. But first, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell notification. We really appreciate your support. We'll be making videos on a weekly basis, so that way you can get as much value as possible from us. All right, so let's go ahead and let's dive in. All right, so let's break down where all the banks pull from. Okay, so let's say Bank A, you have Bank B, and you have Bank C. Okay, so let's say Bank A pulls from Experian, Bank B pulls from Equifax, and Bank C pulls from TransUnion. Okay, and we'll put some names to these. Okay, so let's say Chase, because they pull from Experian. Equifax is Truist, and then I'll give you guys a secret. So another bank that we apply for that pulls from TransUnion is actually called Elon. All right, now I'm gonna give you an example and break all this down. So let's say you apply to 6 banks randomly, okay, without going in with a strategy and without the right application process, okay? So let's say A, B, C, D, E, and F. So let's say you apply to 6 banks, right? And they all happen to be pulling from Experian, which can very likely happen a majority of the time. So let's say Bank A, you get approved. Let's say Bank C or Bank B, you get approved. Let's say Bank C, you get denied. Okay, you just maxed out 3 of your inquiries, which means that all of these will be automatic denials. Okay, so that means you applied to 6 banks randomly and you got denied and you only got approved for 2, which means you didn't maximize your funding and you may or may have not gotten a high limit on these 2 cards that you actually got approved for. So that's why it's super, super important for you to understand that you have to apply to banks in the right order that are pulling from certain bureaus. It is absolutely crucial to maximize the amount of funding that you can get. All right, now we're going to go ahead and break this down. All right, when you apply in the right sequences and in the right order, and how you can go ahead and maximize all of your opportunities to get as much funding as possible. All right, so go ahead and finish erasing this. All right, now let's break this down. Okay, so we have Bank A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay, so these 3 we pull from Experian. These 3 we pull from Equifax. And these 3 we pull from TransUnion. Okay, so you applied to 6 banks, okay, before. All right, you got 2 approvals and 4 of them were denied because once you got to that 3rd inquiry, you basically ruined all your chances on applying for Experian banks. All right, so in this case, we're applying to 3 for Experian, 3 for Equifax, and 3 for TransUnion, which total comes out to 9 applications. Okay, so you just applied for 9 applications, free and clear. Okay. And what you do is, after we find out if you got approved, pending, or denied, all right, what we do is we remove all of these inquiries, all right, and then you go for a second round, okay, which means that you get to go another round on all of these bureaus, which means you basically get to hit another 9 banks, okay? So this is why it's super important to understand that when you apply to banks, you must apply in the right order, and you also must understand where the banks actually pull from. So make sure before you apply that you go ahead and know exactly who is pulling from where, and then making sure that you're applying in the correct order. All right. Now, we do this for hundreds of our other clients, and this is how we've gotten them a maximum amount of funding per their credit report and basically everything that's set up for them. Okay, so if this is something that you're interested in, go ahead in the description, click the link, and book a call with our team, and we'll go ahead and do all this done for you, and we will provide and get you the maximum amount of funding so you can go ahead and leverage this for your business. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.